IVM.
Hello and welcome to the Habit Coach podcast. I'm Ashdin Doctor, your habit coach. Today we have a very interesting episode. We're going to understand aspects of being famous, understand aspects of understanding how to be, disciplined in life, how to achieve so much and how to continue wanting to achieve more. We have a fantastic guest with us. We have Hansika Motwani with us in the studio. Hansika, welcome to the Habit Coach podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. This is your first podcast.
My first podcast ever.
I'm so happy you're doing it with me.
I'm
This is
glad. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And yeah, you're going to have a blast. Hansika, I wanted to start off by first asking you, we keep talking about understanding you as a child actor and then your journey so far. But I can't even imagine what it must have been like for you to be a child actor, doing so much, achieving so much at such a young age. Like, how did you even go through a system like that, or like a adventure like that?
Well, I became a child artist by fluke. It just happened. And I did good work. I got good work. I kept doing it. Hit an age where I had to study. And I had to end the acting career. And that last shot I remember कि अब बनूंगी तो actress ही बनूंगी इसके बाद. So I wanted to be an actor. And it just happened for me. I've been fortunate that I came in very early. I met some great people and I started good career in the South. So I was just very fortunate, but also hardworking.
This hardworking part, how did it become an aspect of you and your personality? Because we were discussing this before the interview as well. Like, where did hardworking become an aspect of you from?
See, I always say luck is very important in this industry. 80% is luck. 10% is hard work. 10% is discipline. That's for sure. But either one of them goes wrong, you will not be successful. So for me, hard work is very, very important. And I think that way my journey has made me a soldier. And, my acting school has been my journey. So I don't have a choice but to do hard work. I mean, I can't take it for granted. I've really worked hard. I've had sleepless nights. I've missed out on my school days. There's so much that I've missed out on. Why will I miss out on my future now? So yes, hard work was the only option that I had.
The reason why I was asking about this whole child actor part is because at that age, you've done so much more than most people, like in their minds, would have dreamt of saying, "Arey, in my entire life, I've not done this." Along with that comes, an exposure to the world, right? At such a young age. Along with that comes people knowing you, knowing your face, coming up, talking to you, all sorts of things. How do you deal with that as a child? Do you have your protective system around you? Do you create stories? Like, what was that like?
Over the years, I've become very thick-skinned. I've started to protect myself. Once you become an actor, there's so many advantages with it. But, there are pros and cons. And you'll have to deal with it. I just think I learned on the job, Abhi kuch kar nahi sakte, but, there are times where there's no privacy at all. But it's okay. It's okay. There are bad days where you just don't want to smile at someone. And there are days where you're like, of course, I am what I am is because of them. Yeah. Because they are recognizing me. So it's fine.
It is because of them, right? Like we keep saying that.
I always say it when I'm achieving something or, when I'm really humble at whatever I am, whoever I am is only because of my fans and people who have supported me. And I say there was a lot of gratitude. So, yeah, there are days, when you don't want to smile. You've had a bad day at home. But then it's like, suck it up and smile. You are what you are is because of them.
This suck it up and smile.
Yeah.
This is part of the acting workshop, the acting class that you have to go on in your mind saying that, I have to learn how to be this kind of person or persona.
This is when I'm outside, when I'm in public.
At home, khalas.
At home, I will not smile at you. They know Hansika's spoken, I'm grumpy. Actors are known to be moody. And I'm very moody. And I acknowledge that. But, I'll act or I will put on a face outside. Why will I do it at home? But yes, if I'm having a bad day, I'll politely also say, not today, please, if it's okay. But if they still insist, then I'll give it. I'll never be rude. But at home, I just don't want to smile. I want to be grumpy. I want to just daydream, zone out. I'm a normal human being there. But there are times where you're going to the washroom. This was recently with me. I was at a function. And this was really, I was going to the washroom and I was just closing the door and someone was like, Hansika! And I'm just like, I really want to pee. I know I'm taking your time. You want to go pee? And I'm saying, yes, ma'am, I want to go pee. I am such a big fan. I know I've been seeing it, following. But that's when I have to hold the door, hold my pee, and listen to her politely because she's excited to see me in the washroom and she wants to talk to me.
Of course.
But that's things that I have to do. But it's okay. It's her love that she's showing me. But there are times where if this was I was at home, एक minute, रुको मैं आती हूँ. You can't do that in public.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, you have to be more polite, humble.
And what's the deal with actors being moody? I love that little one that you threw it in the middle.
You know, you come back home. See, when you're on set, you have your crew. There's 6,000 people working with you. There's 6 hands working on you. You're doing your dialogues, okay? There's touch-up. There's hair. There's someone doing your foot. At the same time, when you're on set, you know, it looks very easy, but you have to take the lighting. You have to say the dialogue. You have to come on the mark without looking at the mark. You have to give your cue. You have to look perfect. You know, your look has to be fine. You have to take the director's cue. There's so many things when you're doing on set. And, you know, you're taking instructions. When you come back home, you just want to be calm. And you do not want instructions like, hey, even just go get your food or put your plate. You know, sometimes you just want to be...
You've been directed the entire day.
Yeah. And, you know, ऐसा लगता है कि it's very flamboyant, but हम orders लेके आते हैं. We're working under people. Yes, we are the face, of course, but there's a lot of hard work there. And sometimes you don't get the take right. You have to keep doing it over and over again. People बोलते रहते हैं कि आप कैसे एक ही shot बाद में वापस देते हो. But the fact is, there's a long shot, there's a close-up, there's an over shoulder, there's so many angles and you have to keep doing it. So I think we just turn moody and, you know, you sometimes come back with the character back. And I can say this right now because for the longest now, I always used to say I never get my characters back home. But last I was doing a film where I had to go, like, I was like, I need to see someone because the character was playing on my mind and, you know, it was just very hard hitting. So sometimes you get the character back home and it can be difficult because my personality is very jovial. But sometimes when the character you're playing is just going through some bad trauma, so it is a little difficult.
Yeah. Especially, like, you know, when I interview actors, they say that you have to find that character within you. Somewhere there's an element of this person that you have to pull out.
Yeah.
And I look at them and I say, but that's called therapy. That means your work is almost like going to therapy every time. Like if you have to pull out an emotion that's deep inside.
It is. For me, I always thought कि मैं क्या therapy लूँगी, अभी मुझे ज़रूरत नहीं. I was getting married and, you know, that's the most happiest time of my life. There was a lot of emotions that I had and I was doing a very hard hitting film. I remember it was very difficult for me. Very, very difficult. I used to come back and just sit. And, you know, because I was doing that scene, I used to dwell in it. I was like, what if something like this really happened to me? There was a scene where someone has to pour hot oil on my face. And he's scaring me. I was like, what if this really happens? Oh my God. You know, this is my bread and butter. Just things like that. You know, you get into one thought, another thought. But that's when you have to go see a therapist or talk to someone that, you know, you can listen and take guidance. So yes, it's not that easy. But it looks easy. Yeah,
it looks, and you all make it look fantastically easy. It's just like brilliant. We just sit there with the popcorn, and never knowing the hard work that has gone behind it. I think that is the key thing.
There's a lot of hard work which goes behind.
Yeah.
But we also have good advantages to it. Like I said in the beginning, we have our pros and we have
pros and our cons. We're going to talk about the pros in a bit. But this aspect of hard work, right? Most people don't know the timings that you guys work for every day, like 14-hour shifts, 16-hour shifts, come home, go to sleep, wake up, go back, like especially if you're like doing like a TV series or something like that, right? How do you, you know, even fathom that kind of working hours, or it's just become an aspect of you now?
I worked for 18, 19 hours. I wear lenses, right? I always wore lenses for all my life. Now, if I wear lenses more than 2 hours, I get like a red dot around my cornea. It's because I've worn lenses for 18 hours, 19 hours, and now my eyes have dried up.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I take glycerin. That's even worse. And I did a show recently, MY3. I was a robot, so I couldn't blink for 3-4 minutes in the shot. So I had to be like this. So my eyes are getting even more dried up. I had like yellow boils under my eyelid. But that time you don't realize it. I was like, we have to complete the work. We have to complete the work. Okay, one more hour. There's so many. We don't have someone's dates. We don't have this location. Blah blah blah. It just comes naturally now. And then also the producers putting so much money, so you can't think of I'm tired. I can't
आज
do
मूड
this.
नहीं है.
आज mood तो बिल्कुल नहीं. Once you're an actor, you're a soldier. You have to work. And there's so much money involved. There's so many people involved. Forget my hard work. Even they are working hard. We have to be realistic about it. So
It's not like you can call in a sick day saying, "Arey, you know, आज
I've
बीमार
never
है."
done that. In my 2 decades that I've worked in, I've never called in the sick. I've gone on the worst condition I've worked. I've never called in like, hi, I'm sick today. Can't. No, never.
And that's the beauty of the industry also, right? Like, you know that, like you said, 700 people are landing up there for you, right?
That's true.
It is you responsible for those 700
Yeah.
people every time you come on set.
Yeah. I mean, we have to think about everyone. We can't just think about us. Yes, we get the vanity. Yes, we look good. Yes, we're sitting in the AC, but they're there working so that we look good.
Correct.
So I can't think of being a brat. I'm not that person. I'm not from that school.
And that discipline and hard work leaks into other aspects of life?
As in
Like, does it leak into other parts of your life? Like maybe
sleeping on time.
Yeah. Relationships, like
Yeah,
all sorts of aspects.
Yeah. I'm very punctual. Very, very punctual.
Yeah, you were here before time.
Yeah.
Fantastically.
Yeah, and I was half an hour sitting ready. My friends call me time bomb because if I'm not on time, if they are not on time, boom, Hansika phad jayegi. My husband has become disciplined. Sabse bada late Latif, now he's super punctual. I think even sleep is very important. If I'm shooting the next day, I'll sleep by 10:30. I need my beauty sleep. That's a different thing. I'll not have sound sleep, but I need to be resting. So yes, I'm very disciplined that ways, and it's good to be disciplined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are some of the habits that you are most proud of? You're like, yeah, you know, like I worked
Punctuality.
hard on this, and like,
Punctuality.
punctuality is number
Yeah.
one.
Then I think keeping my room neat and tidy. That's very important, and especially after being married, because you're staying with someone,
You have to balance that out, right? Like, oh,
Yeah. Then
what happens when you don't have a neat room in your mind?
I start breathing heavily. I'll start doing it.
Without thinking, you're just like, start.
Yeah. If I'm stressed, if I'm anxious, the first thing I'll start doing dusting. I'll start removing drawers, figuring things out, because it calms me.
Yeah.
This is my way of calming myself.
It's actually a very good habit.
Really?
It is like, have you seen the show Arnold on Netflix?
No, I haven't.
You must. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay.
And he talks about his father saying one thing, one line. He said, Arnold, if you don't know what to do, just be useful. Right? So when your anxiety or those kind of thoughts are going through your mind, just being useful, doing things by setting things up or dusting, whatever, automatically starts calming you down.
It does. It really does. For me, it works wonders. And within 15 minutes, I can clean the entire wardrobe, which I've not done in a month. It just takes 15 minutes if you really put your mind. So, yeah.
I think that's a fantastic habit for our listeners as well. Like, just like if you don't know what to do, clean something.
Yeah, just take up something. I paint sometimes, but it's too much of a work. I have to remove paints, figure things out, make, again, cleaning,
Yeah.
So, but I think dusting is my go-to.
But what are your daily habits that you're like? So one is punctuality.
Yeah.
Then clean room.
Clean room.
What else?
I'll meet my mum if I'm not working. I'll work out. And I have things set. I have to do this today. I have to do that today. This is not done.
You create to-do lists?
Yes. I write in my notes. But I'm again very sharp there. I was like, ye kiya nahi, ye kar leti hu. Everything is planned in my mind. And I go unplanned if it's not planned.
Explain.
Like, let's say I have to give this thing for laundry. And if I don't give it for laundry, then things go haywire in my head.
So you have a plan, you have to stick to it.
Yeah, that's one thing that I want. Like, if you dismantle me somewhere, then I don't know how to. And again, this I've realized after getting married. So my husband is like, if you have to go to point A to C, I'm like, go to A to C. Don't stop at B. That's my problem. If we stop at B, then I'm hyper. Then I don't like doing things. Then I'm just, why can't we do this another day? Why didn't we plan it? Or if you've planned it, I should have been
Informed about it
informed
earlier.
about it. A to C is our plan. We can't go to B. This is
From
me
now,
as-
you have to send email in triplicates to inform you, double inform. This is perfect for the role of the robot that you played.
Yeah.
Then A to C has to happen
Yeah,
this
I'm
way.
very good with just doing. I can't do 10 things on my way. And then yesterday, Sohail asked me that, how come you're calm about it? I said, मुझे अभी घर पे जाके कुछ करना नहीं है. You keep doing what you want. Unless I'm not being told, I have something to do, I'm okay. I'm just a co-passenger. Do whatever you want.
I've relegated it.
Yeah. I'm just like, I'm giving you company. मेरा आज का काम खत्म हो गया है.
It's amazing. So, okay, so we've got cleanliness, meeting mom. I think you brushed past this one, but I think it's an important aspect of maintaining these relationships, right?
Yes, I meet my mom every alternate day. My mom used to stay in the next wing. Now she stays next in another lane. But it's very important. But I call her 4 times a day. And meeting mom is not a job or to-do list. It's just,
Happens from inside.
yeah. It's like, I don't know. How should I say? It's just like blinking.
Lovely. Thank you so much.
Thank
It was
you.
brilliant.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
IVM